little bit Virat Kohli. Kohli will be a little apprehensive, understandably. The tight accuracy of Miraj is not going to allow him to really stomp his authority. Better to just play the ball to its merit. There's the chap bowling. He's got his tail up, really. And once again, whoa! Did that go to hand? I think it's been dropped. Oh my gosh. The guilty party. Oh, what a big wicket it would have been. Garena is forced into a big shot. He does manage to squeeze it as the fielders gets the boundary.
Maybe Hassan Miraj has made it a habit to unsettle the Indian batters.
আজকের এই ক্রিকেট ম্যাচটি লাইভ দেখতে পিন কমেন্ট
শীতে হাত ও ঠোঁট
Yes, it's the boundary. Just tapped it away. And straightforward chance. Unbelievable. It's the skipper. And he survives. It's a terrific catch it took in one of the previous games. Took a stunner. This time he's dropped a sitter. Of the same batter. A single, the easiest,
here we go, boy. Here we go.
has been muffed. Unbelievable. It's the skipper, and he survives. It's a terrific catch it took in one of the previous games. Took a stunner. This time he's dropped a sitter.
Be so consistent with the bat, with the ball. He has provided the opportunity for him. And that's what happens often in international cricket. And in this India squad, you've got to take your chances when they come along. Because you never know when the next opportunity is around the corner. He started well here. 25 off 28. Crossed 4 boundaries through the offside.
He was speaking about drop catches, but Nitin Kumar Das took a blinder of the catch in that first one international. Shakib Al Hasan was the bowler. That's the first ODI, not in control. Have a look at this catch. Sensational. And then this today. That is a straightforward chance. Catching practice. And he cannot believe his luck.
Cricket's a weird game, isn't it? Very, very strange. Pulled away by Kishan. And that's going to be his first boundary on the leg side. Going really well here. 5th boundary already.
He's looked to be in really good control. India desperately looking for someone to score runs on from the top order. Calypso style from Ishan Kishan. They pull that away.
Well taken single as well. So Ishan Kishan now has the highest score by an Indian opener in the series. 40 for 1.
পথের জন্মই তো চলার জন্য। এই পথ কখনো নিয়ে যায় গন্তব্যে, কখনো পথটাই হয়ে যায় গন্তব্য। কেউ খোঁজে পথের দিশা, কেউ এ পথেই খুঁজে পায় নিজেকে। এ পথে কেউ হারাবে, কেউ এ পথেই জিতবে। যতদিন চাকা ঘুরবে ততদিন পথ চলবে। এই পথ চলা হোক নিরাপদ। গাজী টায়ারের সাথে।
Two overs of spin so far. 6 overs of seam. We're going to get another spinner now though. Shakib. Usually finds a little bit of purchase and that's stopped in the pitch a little bit too. You could see Kishan there well in front of himself. What a record. 292 wickets.
He's been a great ambassador for Bangladesh team. Have a look at those stats. Phenomenal stats. 292 wickets.
A little bit lazy there from Shakib. Allowing the single for Kishan. What are your early thoughts of this pitch, Atta?
Well, I think if the bowlers can bowl a good line and length, not allowing the batters to free their arms, they can still dry up the runs. But more than often than not,
2 overs of spin so far.
More opportunities
6
for the
overs
batters
of
to free
seam.
their arms. I think it's a
Get
decent
another
pitch to
spinner
bat
now,
on.
though. Shakib.
With the kind of start that they have, India at the moment, 41 for 1. I reckon it's something that the batters, the top order from India, will enjoy batting here. You know, you need a little bit of luck, for sure. But if you do get set, you need to see the batter, especially someone like Ishan Kishan, to go and play a really big one.
Yeah, it's early days, but it does seem a little bit more even pace than what we saw in Mirpur. A little bit of uneven bounce, particularly in that first game. So far, I haven't seen any of that in the 8.5 overs here in Chattogram. Good start by Shakib, just 2 off that over, 42 for 1.
বন্ধু ভাই পিভিসি পাইপ কোনটা কিনবো? গাজি পিভিসি পাইপ নাও। বাজারে আসার পর থেকে খালি গাজি আর গাজি। কিন্তু কয়দিন আর টিকবো? অবশ্যই টিকবো। গাজির পণ্য 20 বছর ধরে কোয়ালিটিতে সেরা। সর্বোৎকৃষ্ট কাঁচামালে তৈরি গাজি পিভিসি পাইপ, আগাগোড়া মজবুত, বাংলাদেশের সেরা পাইপ। গাজির প্রথম।
So that graphic on your screen, that is why Etendas had no hesitation in bowling first in this game. 16 out of 23 ODIs here in Chattogram, won by the side batting second, including 4 of the last 5 day-night matches. So it's up to India to figure out what is a good score on this pitch. Width. Well, stop this time in the outfield. Going to come through for a single. The only times that India have been able to score freely has been when they've had some width.
That is something that Alan Donald, the fast bowling coach for Bangladesh, will not be happy about in terms of the seamers. Nishan Kishan on strike now, well set on 31. Made his debut, ODI debut in July 2021. Playing only his 10th one-day international, and he's looked good. 350s in 8 innings, with highest of 93 versus South Africa, October 2022. Yeah, the batters do like a bit of width, but once you're bowling on stumps, that's exactly what we're talking about. Then you are drying up the runs. Have a look at this. Once he's got space on the offside, he's pulled one very good also. So he takes a boundary at ease.
This one has gone high. Is it going to be an opportunity? No, it's safe. They come through for 2. So that was a bit of a miscue from Kishan. Bit of extra bounce perhaps from Ibadat.
Yeah, 144 clicks from Ibadat Hussain, so surprised him with some pace. It just came a little bit quicker than anticipated. When he got himself in a spot of bother here, he's got away with that. Splice it there. But thankfully for Ishan Kishan and India, it fell quite away from Taskin Ahmed.
Follows up with a very full delivery, just trying to catch him. Stuck in the crease there. Yeah, it was an interesting package that we saw there with the different lines to Ishan Kishan. There's one delivery from over the wicket from the right arm seamer that came back into him, and he looked a little bit uncomfortable there, a bit ungainly. I think that's the way to get to him, cramp him up, get the ball sealing into him. Good straight line to finish. So 10 overs bowled, it's 45 for 1.
অফিস থেকে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্টটাকে আউট না করলে ঘরে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্টটা কই পেতে শুনি? ভালোবাসার সুন্দর গল্পগুলো তো সুন্দর কিছু থেকেই শুরু হয়। নান্দনিক ডিজাইন, পুরো স্টেনলেস স্টিল দিয়ে তৈরি। গাজি সিং কিচেনটা সুন্দর করে, সংসারটাও।
Power play 1 is done. Bill can now spread. Trying to get it through there. Very close there. Man on the drive, that extra cover and cover. Long off, long on in place. 2 sweepers on the leg and offside.
Yeah, it has been a struggle for Virat Kohli, especially this year. 189 runs in the 10 previous innings and an average of just above 18. Not only with him, I think the problem for India has been the top four, the big senior most players, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat and KL Rahul. They've only managed a single century in 47 innings combined in 2022. And that's a big struggle. That's why I feel that when the youngster get an opportunity, someone like Ishan Kishan, and he has to make a bigger statement here.
Oh, chips into the gap though. If it was intentional.
And not just by scoring 30s or 40s, he has to get a big 100 to make a really good statement with the bat so that he catches the eye of the selectors. He certainly looks a very good player. Knowing there has been pressure out from the top order, not scoring runs, so he went in to open the innings. Yes, Rohit Sharma is injured, but you got to make yourself count. That's the combined performance that I was talking about. You have a look at 2018. Average was 74. 19 above 50. We'll come back to that. Now, once you go down by the years, it just gets a little bit worse. Was it from 2018 to 2021? It was above 50. 22, 31, and without a single 100 also.
That's skidded on, but going down leg. Puff of the cheeks from Shakib. 49 for 1.
গাছটা নিরাপদ হোক পথ চলা।
Just to continue that point that you were making out of there, the combined efforts of KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit and Virat.
Dhawan, Rohit and Virat Kohli this year. You look there, just 4 years. Any width at all. That's raced away to the boundary. So strong in that area.
Yeah, the 50 comes up with an elegant looking cutter from Ishan Kishan. And he's picked up the right ones. Again, a touch short. Didn't try to hit it too hard. What was important, it's just guiding it away. He's bowling at good pace, 140 clicks from Ibadat. And a pretty quick outfield.
More runs here off the pad, I think, on this occasion. Gets to the boundary, and it's going to be 4 leg byes. So expensive start to the over. 8 off the first 3 balls. And this is India's best start by far so far in the series. Slightly offline there, Abadot. Generally not erred in line too much in this series. Ball before that wasn't too wide actually. Kishan made his own width there really. Oh, Kohli wanted the single. Sent back by Ishan Kishan. Let's have a look at what we've seen so far. India needed to get off to a good start. They have got off to a fairly solid start here. That was the one blemish. Would you
at Kohli this year. You look there, 2018, only 8 innings more. 1,400.
Around the shoulder, high. If it doesn't, then you're up.
বন্ধু ভাই টিভিসি ভাই কোনটা কিনবো? গাজি টিভিসি ভাই লও। বাজারে আসার পর থেকে খালি গাজি আর গাজি। কিন্তু কয়দিন আর টিকবো? অবশ্যই টিকবো। গাজির পণ্য 20 বছর ধরে কোয়ালিটিতে সেরা।
সর্বোৎকৃষ্ট কাঁচামালে তৈরি গাজি পিভিসি পায়, আগাগোড়া মজবুত, বাংলাদেশের সেরা পায়।
গাজি প্রথম, গাজি সেরা।
গাজি গ্রুপ।
Most expensive over of the innings so far. That previous one by Ebadot went for 18. And Kishan and Kohli have now put on 50. 52 with this partnership. In just 47 deliveries.
Just what India would have hoped for. Yes, they lost an early wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, but since then they've not looked back at all. Thanks to that wonderful innings so far from Ishan. That's the last delivery of the previous over. Didn't go to the pitch of the delivery. He went through the shot and still picked up a boundary.
$50 for Ishan Kishan. His 4th in one-day international cricket. Taking his opportunity here. Wouldn't have played had Rohit Sharma been fit and available. He's straight in at the top of the order, making a difference. 50 out of 69. It's what India needed. That was uppish. Second time Kohli's been uppish on the leg side. This time it didn't go to hand.
Yeah, it's been a very good innings from Ishan Kishan. 70 for 1 in the 13th over, 50 of just 49 delivery with 7 fours and a 6. He's got the start.
Well, Brad Hogg mentioned it during our studio chat earlier on today. He wanted to see a bit more excitement, a bit of impetus to the start of the India innings. Just look at that uppish put down the ground by Kohli. Oh, that's gone straight along the ground. Kept very low that from Shaki. Ishan Kishan certainly provided that impetus, hasn't he? Going to be at least 2 here for Kohli. Very comfortable. So just picked off Shakib a little bit in that over. 6 off it, 73 for 1.
অফিস থেকে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্টটাকে আউট না করলে ঘরে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্টটা কই পেতে শুনি? ভালোবাসার সুন্দর গল্পগুলো তো সুন্দর কিছু থেকেই শুরু হয়। নান্দনিক ডিজাইন, পুরো স্টেনলেস স্টিল দিয়ে তৈরি। গাজি সিং কিচেনটা সুন্দর করে, সংসারটাও।
It's been an excellent partnership. 58 off just 53 balls. Virat Kohli's got in Ishan Kishan's slipstream and allowed him to do the bulk of the scoring. Hassan Miraz back into the attack for Bangladesh.
These are the areas that we need to bowl on a consistent basis. Whether there's a spin or seam on. And that will create a little bit more pressure. First time change of ends coming from media end. He bowled from the far end, which is the pavilion end. And he started well with 3 dots on the trot, Mehdi Hasan Miraj.
Seen that 2 or 3 times, haven't we, already in this innings? So maybe this pitch is just stopping a little bit from time to time. Well, if Atish drives back towards the bowler. Good over this. Stump to stump, cramping up the left-hander. Well short of Mehdi in the end. Just an indication of the slowness of the pitch. Almost a maiden, but not quite. 74 for 1.
পানির প্রয়োজনে আমরা আছি সবসময় আপনার পাশে। পাল্টে দিয়েছি দৃষ্টির সীমারেখা, পাল্টে দিয়েছি বাংলাদেশের দিগন্ত রেখা। বাংলাদেশের সর্বাধিক ব্যবহৃত পানির ট্যাঙ্ক গাজী ট্যাঙ্ক। গাজী প্রথম, গাজী সেরা।
Ishan Kishan keeping things moving for India here. 52 in very quick time has been very, very impressive. Particularly with shots outside the line of the off stump. Anything wide, he hasn't really given a second thought to punish it or not. Shakib replaced by Taskin now. That's a bit of bounce just around the back of the length. But too much for the umpire's comfort and a wide signal. Good afternoon, Brad.
Good afternoon, Shamim, but good afternoon, Bangladesh. Ishan Kishan now at the top of the order. He's going out nearly a run a ball. This is what India have been missing at the top of the order. Someone who can just provide a little bit more aggression and put the pressure back on the opposition bowling attack. Well played, young man.
Very impressive, and just the way he maneuvered that ball, you just saw that it was a little slow, just adjusts very nicely to that. Look at Ishan Kishan versus pace. The boundaries mostly outside, the width given whenever it was offered, he was pouncing on it, and even one when he swiveled around West Indian style and put one just on the onside. So he's got all the shots in the book. You just can't afford to err in line and shortness of length. He will pounce on it. Again, Tardy with his lines. Simple to swivel and get a single.
Some Indian fans just coming over the border to have a look.
Oh, that was a shot that maybe he wouldn't be very happy with. Seemed to just chop on it. Came down in a hurry, could have gone anywhere. Rather fortuitous.
Kishan's got a huge opportunity here. Can he build on this score, make it a big one? The thing is, it's easy to say, be conservative, go into a shell and make it a big one, but once you go into that mindset, you change your mindset, all of a sudden, you start thinking negatively. And I just think with Ishan Kishan, he's just got to keep playing that positive game. That's the way that he plays his best. And while Kohli's out the other end just building his innings, just keep the pressure on the Bangladesh bowling attack and keep with that aggression.
You can see from his T20 career, 146 matches, he's got 3,828 runs, That's 113. 300s. He's that kind of a player who tries, fancies, feels happy in going after the wicket. I'm sure he's got a very decent strike rate. And Whitford once again latching onto that one and making sure it goes to the cover boundary. Easy pickings.
The beauty of this shot is just timing. The movement of that front leg, getting right across. Good balance. And that's all you've got to do. Even when you go aerial, just get it over that infield, utilise the quick outfield and get value for shots. Beautiful batting from Kishan.
Very impressive. He backs away, the bowler follows, still he managed to get quite a bit of bat on it. Just good diving, saved that. Saved a couple of runs. It's what you need to do in the outfield. Show some commitment. But Ishan Kishan, his eyes lit up. Come back to that, 85 for 1. Well, India going on great guns at the moment, 5.67 runs per over, thanks mainly to Ishan Kishan. Quick fast 60 of 60 deliveries. This is the feed by Virat Kohli. Struggled a bit, very fortunate to be still there. Dropped by Liton Dash of the bowling of this young man has been very impressive. Again uses the feet, again this time getting past the infield. It's for the single in the deep. I think Ishan Kishan just carries on. Look at this, today's innings, 60 of 60, 100 strike rate. And he just carries on 1/6 in that. And 8 boundaries. And he's just carrying it on from that T20 mode that he's used to over the years. We've seen the figures earlier. No stopping him now.
This is a good thing about having someone that's a little more aggressive than the other batsmen in the top 3 to take on those power play overs. But sometimes it's not going to come off. And that's the opportunity for the likes of Kohli, who comes in at 3 to rebuild the innings. And try and set it up for the middle order to take it away. At the moment, through this tournament, they've just been losing too many wickets up the top, putting too much pressure in that lower order.
That's a good point there. And what these two have done is so far built up the best partnership for any wicket in this series against Bangladesh. So 72 of 70. Very crucial. Next to bat, Shreyas Iyer, a lot of experience, the captain, Rahul. And he plays inside out. No one's going to stop that. Marvelous shot that to the boundary. And it's gone over for a maximum. It's 94 for 1.
Save the date as your favorite superstars will be back in action on the 26th of December. Watch live broadcasts of your favorite clubs only on Rabbit Hole.
Ahmed has struggled a bit in terms of his control of line and length, but let's have a look at this last shot, last ball of the previous over.
Again, Kishan just hitting with the spin. Again, not overhitting it. And that's just what young players should be looking at. Just trying to find those gaps out in the deep. Easy boundaries there over cover.
Not getting hold of it. Still a bit of a struggle. 135 clicks that. Virat Kohli not getting his timing right. But he has survived. He is putting up the support that's needed to build up this partnership with Ishan Kishan. And once you can feel the vibes from your partner at the other end, just even though you're a great player, you've had all those numbers over the years, there is a lean patch that he's going through. I'm sure that very positive frame of mind that Kishan has helps him to get back. And you see they're just comfortably tucking it away.
Virat Kohli, wonderful player. And as an Australian, we've always really enjoyed the contest against him. Very aggressive with the bat, but also in your face as well. Prepared to get on the front foot.
Pulls it high, pulls it long, just stood up and immediately in a flash he went for that 6. The 100 comes up.
Ishan Kishan, he's just dominating the pace bowling today. Tuscan has been trying to bowl short to him in previous overs, up around the head region, trying to get him to pull to get a top edge with the two fielders out behind square. But when you don't get it right, you don't get it high enough, and you don't get the line right, left-handers really love it going in that direction. A lot of runs there for Kishan if you bowl that short.
Correction, it's 99, one shy of the 100. But Ishan Kishan's showing that he started off in third gear anyway, now it's gone to top. But that can be very, very threatening from the Bangladeshi perspective. Let's that sail through.
Just outside the off stump. On a shorter length. Kishan has that the sweets out night.
He's enjoying himself. Take the opportunities, come in as a replacement. Once you've been given that opportunity, you grab it with both hands. And for yourself, for your team, make an impression. Up in the air, controlled shot, beautifully done. Now the 100 comes up with that boundary. After 17, it's 103 for 1, and it's also time for a drink spin. into bat in this third one-day international here at the Zohra Machogi Stadium in Chattogram. There was a stutter early on, losing Shikhar Dhawan. And then in came Kohli, who almost lost his wicket, survived a dropped catch from the bowling of Mehdi Hasan Miraj. Skipper dropping it, but Kishan has been absolutely top class. Kishan has asserted his authority on this game here. Lovely shots all around the ground, particularly ferocious on the offside. Anything wide and short, he's going to punish. He goes and plays them in a flash with utmost ease, uses the pace, and then that swivel around Calypso style for that boundary. Shots mainly on the off, but a lot on the on too.
Anything short, leg side mainly. Anything full, going through the offside. He's been very patient. 10 fours, 2 sixes. And there's a few dots in there as well. But the theme of this innings is when there's a bad ball, you make sure you put it away and make sure the bowler pays the price.
And unfortunately, from the Bangladeshi perspective, the bowling has not been disciplined enough. Mustafizur bowled decently, but even he had a couple of loose deliveries. Taskin has been very, very expensive. He's been all over the place, really fighting hard to just maintain a steady line and length, going at 7.6, about the 22 runs on his 3 overs. Those are the two weak links in terms of affording the width and the pace for the batter, Ishan Kishan in particular, to work with. Shakib, as usual, has been very miserly. Bangladesh desperately need a breakthrough here. India going very comfortably at 103 for 1 after 17 at 6.06 runs per over.
As Mahidi comes back in the attack, you mentioned Taskin there. I think Taskin has just been trying too much. The short ball to Kishan has got to be out the body, above shoulder high, and then just attack the stumps. Don't give him any wet.
Mehdi Hasan Miraj into his 5th over. He's taken the lone wicket. Could have had the prize wicket of Virat Kohli if his skipper had taken a simple chance. But not to be. But you've got to keep that out of your mind. Don't allow that to play on your mind and influence your bowling. Thankfully, it has not. Still bowling accurately. Just like that.
Virat Kohli not renowned for sweeping against right arm off spin, and there's no one behind square. Will he go for that fine sweep? He likes to use his feet, play down the ground, play the V against spin. Very rarely do you see him play that sweep shot. Good field set there by Bangladesh for Mahidi.
You might just set your field properly, but as a bowler, you've got to bowl to it. Unfortunately, that has not happened with the pacers. Mehdi Hasan Miraj always tight. Doesn't give the ball too much of a rip as such and extract purchase out of the tracks. More quicker deliveries, arm balls. India 106 for 1. You feel that Kishan, who's going so very well, needs to stay there. Be a little more selective, and that's the sweep employed quite comfortably, wonderfully well, so much in control. Terrific shot to the boundary.
Thinker of the game, Ishan Kishan. Prefers to sweep forward a square, but there's a huge gap behind square, where he's just utilised timing. Hasn't tried to overhit it. Kept his head in line with the ball. Everything in control with that risk.
Good comeback delivery. You'd expect that. 18 done, 110 for 1. smooth sailing here. One big over, few 10-run, 12-run overs have really contributed to this 110 runs at 6.11. This is Mustafi's. Maybe now with a tad older ball. Well, you have the two balls on either end, so this is the 9th over being bowled, but this particular ball might get a little bit of purchase and utilize and try and get those cutters going.
Chatakaram, pretty city, green city on the coast. Really enjoyed the drive from the airport to the hotel last night through some hills, mountains. Marine Drive was sensational, packed. And there was plenty of cricket and plenty of fielding like that along Marine Drive yesterday with a bit of tennis ball cricket on the sand.
Well, not quite sure if it went to hand. He might have hurt his fingers trying to take that. We'll wait and see. Just going to have a look there. As drew Virat Kohli into a drive there. Umpires going upstairs, and what's the soft signal? It's not out. So there will have to be concrete evidence to overturn that. Going to the third umpire now.
I check the front foot is a fair delivery. Show me your best angle, please. One more time, go back. Clearly bounce. I'm satisfied. I make my decision for big scale.
The ball goes on the big screen here, and despite that, I feel that Virat Kohli not quite happy with his placement of shots. Is feeling for it a little bit. Been dropped once, that was almost caught. Not very comfortable in the middle. That's it. Oh dear. Should have stopped that one.
When you have a player like Virat Kohli under pressure, you can't afford to let him off the hanger with some poor fielding. You've got to keep the pressure on.
Nelson's up, all the ones. So a Yorker. Intelligent bowling here by Mustafizur Rahman. Just 112 clicks.
I like the way that he's thinking. Good line. Ishan Kishan hasn't played anything off the front foot through the onside, so he's asking questions. He's got the mid-wicket in play for that type of ball. A little bit of cat and mouse, so I'm really enjoying this matchup right now.
That's offering a little bit of that release of pressure which you tend to build up with one or two dot balls. And you bowl one down the leg side, a short one. Easy for the batter to whip it away. Well, this is a lovely ground, Azur Ramachandran Stadium, but not too far from the Bay of Bengal. It's to our right as we look down into the ground from the com box. Pretty place, and you heard Huggy talking about that wonderful drive, the marine drive along the coast. Lovely hills surrounding Chattogram. Over the top, easily done. That'll give him some confidence back. Gets 4 runs to finish over number 19. It's 116 for 1.
Save the date as your favorite superstars will be back in action on the 26th of December. Watch live broadcast of your favorite clubs only on Rabbit Hole.
So important for India to get a partnership going after a long while. 101 of 90 deliveries. Very impressive, particularly the part played by Ishan Kishan. Virat Kohli has given him good support and seems to be just gaining strength, as seen in that last ball of the previous over.
Virat Kohli just having a few problems with his hand. That could be from diving in previous games fielding, where there's a bit of a scratch just rubbing it on the glove there, but that was a little risk that Virat Kohli took last over. As the cutter again. Good thing about that, he was looking to hit straight, trying to keep the percentages in his favour, and Virat Kohli has been overshone by Kishan out the other end in this partnership of 101. 27 off 35, but Kishan has been going out more than a strike rate of 100. Kohli's job right now is to make sure he bats right through the innings, because we know that he can power away in the back end, and that's where he's very dominant. So good partnership here, setting up for India.
As the highest second wicket stand versus Bangladesh at this ground. Checks the shot. Whoa, he looked as if with a big backlift he was going to give it a thump and a big swing. Just checked his shot at the last moment. Intelligently done by Mehdi Hasan Miraj. And this time he goes to that cow corner area. Desperate effort, but could not save it from going over.
This is where Ishan Kishan is very hard to bowl to. The previous over he had the finest sweep where he hit it behind square and the ball is on that middle stump line, but this is outside off stump. He's been trying to play those balls, or he's played a lot over cover, but he's just showing that he's got the authority on the bowler and said, right, I don't need to take you over off stump all the time. I can take you through square leg, and I'm going to give you some more headaches in trying to set a field for me today.
Immediately changing the field. The deep mid wicket goes to the boundary. The long one comes within the 30-yard circle. So making the fielding captain rack his brains as to how to stop the flow of runs here. Oh, looks at him. He tries to follow him, backs away, but he manages to back away. Oh my goodness! I don't believe it. I think has he taken it? He's not quite sure. He's not sure. No one seems to be sure. Have to look at it. Has he taken the catch? Have to look at that.
This is good sportsmanship. Unsure of what's actually happened, but straight away calling for the umpires. I think I've taken it, but can we go upstairs and check?
Stop signal is not out.
So it should be when the fielder is unsure of what is actually happened.
Yes, the signal for the catch. Stop signal is not out. Can you show me the opposite angle, please? Move forward. Go back a little bit, go back. Yes, move forward. Ball clearly bounced down. So I ready to make my decision.
Terrific effort by Shakib Al Hassan, but unfortunately it's going to be not out because the ball eventually popping out of his right hand, hitting his left arm, and then just dropping on the ground.
Well, that was all set up by a change of field. They pushed the mid-wicket that was in the ring out of deep mid-wicket, and they brought deep mid-on up into the ring, asking Kishan to play something more expansive on that leg side. Kishan was looking to go over mid-on, couldn't control it, tugged it to the mid-wicket region. So very good by-play and field position by Bangladesh.
Now let's play the way once again. Just a single. Kishan thinking of a second. Well, worth another look, couple of balls back. It's a brilliant effort in the deep. Just lashed on, maybe toe-ended it ever so slightly, thus didn't travel the distance. But look at that, tremendous. He hung on, then it popped out as his hand hit the ground. Then off the left arm, it deflected to the ground. Very, very unfortunate. That could have been one of the best catches we've seen for a while. At the moment, Ishan Kishan just goes on his merry way. He has become the highest, desperate effort, but it goes to the boundary. Highest scorer in this series for India.
Yes, getting his opportunity to represent his country again. Missed out on the first two games. Needs to do a lot better in the deep than this.
Close is now going forward of score more regularity, with more regularity. May have made good his ground. There's an appeal. They're going to have a look. Go upstairs.
TV umpire to take touch. Verify for run out. Show me your side on angle. Keep rolling. Batsman is still outside. In. I am satisfied. Batsman well inside. I make my decision for.
So it's going to be safe. 127 for 1 as that big 18-run over, and then the tallish buildings tells you that last 10 overs have yielded 82 runs. They're going at a wonderful rate of knots here. India 127 for 1 with 30 to go. The perfect platform laid for them to post a mammoth total here.
Big outfields here. Both batsmen looking for 2.
It's a nice ground, this valley for your shots on the outfield here. Pretty fast. Shakib Al Hassan, can he conjure up something? He will have to wait and see if he gets those arm balls going. Can sometimes trouble the right-handed batters in particular, when he bows them round armish, bows them pretty quick.
Just think against Virat Kohli. Shakib could think about bringing the deep mid on up into the ring. Try and ask Virat Kohli to play against the spin, because he hasn't got his timing right today, and try and go over mid on.
Uses his feet, sees him coming, tries to drop it a little short. Thus, that flourish that was required not being able to be achieved by Virat Kohli. Still just a run rate to tell the batters they can afford to pick and choose. Down the wicket, doesn't get a hold of it. The manner he'd have liked. Virat Kohli, 30 of 38. Try down ball, backed away. Well stopped. 21 done. It's 132 for 1.
Redemption from these two Indian batters after losing Shikhar Dhawan early on. 132 for 1 in a partnership of 117. Virat Kohli steady on 30. A couple of risky opportunities going his way. Ishan Kishan getting to his highest score in one-day internationals with that single. It was in Ranchi against South Africa at home. But Ishan Kishan got a 93, so he's making the most of the chances and the opportunities I've heard that he's been provided with.
Well, it certainly looked in good touch right from the word go, Ishan Kishan.
Nice boundary. He's been patient, he's been ready to play on the back foot, Virat Kohli. A few times it's gone his way, a few times it hasn't, but he survived.
Well, he's been batting for a long time and he's not going to miss any opportunity whatsoever. Too short. And if I set those two fielders at deep mid-wicket and deep square. It's turning out to be a very good partnership, 122 now.
He's been bowled in 3 spells so far. Maybe Hassan Miraz. You can understand that when you're bowling to Virat Kohli, he'll be still thinking of that drop chance in the very first over. That was Litton Das. And you tend to bowl in the similar sort of fashion when you started your spell with. But as Virat Kohli has gone to 35, the game's progressed to the 22nd over. It's not that same bite from the surface as well that you're getting. And that's why the rotation of strike has been a lot easier for Virat Kohli as well. 140 for 1. Ishan Kishan opening instead of Rohit Sharma, who's picked up an injury, gone back to India. Opened with Shikhar Dhawan. And after that first wicket, that fell very early for India. The very first ball of Mehdi Miraz's spell, fifth over. It's been Ishan Kishan who's looked very comfortable, especially after the initial 2 boundaries that he hit of Mustafizur Rahman. He's not taken a step back since then.
I think what has stood out for me is the way he has showed the ability to pick up boundaries. He spoke about those 2 boundaries early in the innings, Anjum. On a score of 95, he scored 64 runs in boundaries, 13 fours and 2 sixes.
An inside-out shot that Virat Kohli masters it so very well. Fluency coming into this batting innings of Virat Kohli now.
Well, he's getting into his groove now, Virat Kohli. Using his feet. And then putting that away over the top of the cover field. A beautiful shot inside out. It is 4th boundary in the innings. He struggled initially. But now, playing with a lot of ease. 40 of just 44. The strike rate just gets higher and higher.
They're still getting a fielder catching closer onto those wickets in the left part of the screen, that is. So they feel Virat Kohli is probably susceptible to playing the ball in the air. He's got a man for catching a short cover and extra cover as well. That was for Virat Kohli. Not the same field for Ishan Kishan. A very regulation one for the left-arm spinner. I like the fact that he's paying a lot of respect to Shakib Al Hasan, who's got an outstanding record at Chattogram. 35 wickets and an average of 18.02.
Just been very good batting. Understanding between these two has been good. Yes, there were a bit of a struggle early on. It's not only about boundaries, it's not also back to gone in a shell instead of just being a little bit more defensive. They managed to rotate strike, not just one, both of them again, the single coming off. Really good batting, setting a very good big platform to launch themselves and get them a really big total. Very much possible to go past 300 from here on.
Ishan Kishan will take a single on the last ball of Shakib's over and retain strike as well. 148 for 1.
Save the date as your favorite superstars will be back in action on the 26th of December. Watch live broadcasts of your favorite clubs only on Rabbit Hole.
From the ball to another spinner of T4 Very first game of the series here in Chattogram, Zahur Ahmed Chowdhury Stadium. He's not shy of bowling options, Litton Das. In the second ODI, the ball went in the direction of Mahmudullah. This time, it's Atif Hussain. Wants to slow things up for Ishan Kishan. Get another off spinner in. Get him to come down the track. There is protection down the ground. It's a 74-meter hit. And there is both long on and long off stationed. Ishan Kishan, 197. He sweeps. And he sweeps well enough. They say keep the door open. So once the opportunity knocks, you welcome it. Ishan Kishan has done exactly that. He's only the second Indian to score 100 in his first one-day international innings against Bangladesh. And he goes past none other than Yuvraj Singh.
Yeah, special, very special player. What a special moment for the 24-year-old Ishan Kishan. Pumped up to pick up his 100 and just 85 deliveries with another very good-looking shot for a boundary. He's been dealing in boundaries, been very aggressive whenever they pitched it short. Number of times, opportunities to play off the back foot. This time, it's a sweep in the air because he knew there were nobody. Look at that celebration. Means a lot to him, doesn't it?
It surely does. 100. And a maiden one. 100 itself is special. Lovely running between these two. And you can get more. A bit sloppy out there, Bangladesh team.
The third fastest ODI 100 for India versus Bangladesh. Virat had the quickest one in 83 deliveries, Yuvraj Singh in 84, and now Ishan 85 deliveries. Shot! Has thumped her down the ground for another boundary. He's really having a great time with the bat.
He enjoys batting with Virat Kohli for sure. If I remember correctly, his massive innings on his debut as well for India was against Virat Kohli. That was a T20I debut. ODI maiden 100 as well with Virat Kohli on the other end. Coincidental, isn't it? Can be. .162 for one. Ishan Kishan, his top scores is certainly better. The one against South Africa earlier this year was a 93 in Ranchi, 59 and a 50 prior to that. He's the first Indian to hit 100 as an opener this year. What a well-compiled innings it has been. He came into bat alongside Shikhar Dhawan. Those two shots outside the off stump were just the start to his innings. He wanted, the impetus came right at the start as well. He was watchful, he was careful, toyed with the bowling, picked up the gaps. Anything short was punished, played to his strengths, and believed he could get to a magical number of 100. Very impressive, Ishan Kishan. India a well-placed 163 for one. At a comfortable pace as well. They can get in excess of 320 from here. Yeah, with 9 wickets in hand and 2 well set batter in the crease, even more is a possibility.
That's just the style of play.
There's still such a long way to go. This is only the 25th over, and if he can hang around for another 15-20 overs, he can get a really big total. That's up in the air and gone the distance one more time. Never shy of picking up the short one. His third six of the innings.
This generation doesn't know how to take a step back. You're on top of the bowling, you're on top of the opposition. Keep it going. He loves the short pitch stuff. He's excellent square of the wicket on either side. This was easy picking. A boundary hit of 75 meters, it's gone beyond that. And he's not gonna hold back. He knows he's got to 100. He can progress and speed up the scoring rate, which is already going at 6.81. Regulation single to finish the over. 170 for 1. .155 the partnership. The first time and you see this partnership growing for India. 155 in just 126 balls. You'll say that probably the Indian team batting has come about. It's taken a few days, 2 games for them. Conditions a lot different. Attacking style of play. Ibadat Hussain. And the attacking style continues. This is the shortest part of the boundary. And he's taken a measure of it, Ishan Kishan, with another maximum of Ibadat.
Yeah, they're not learning from the mistakes, the earlier mistakes when they pitched it short. Every time a bowler has bowled a short delivery, it's been hit for a boundary. Ibadat Hussain starts with the short one, and Ishan Kishan says, "Thank you very much. I will easily pick up my 4th, 6th of the innings."
They've got a deep square there. With a short, fine, short mid-wicket as well. And a deep square. Now he's been asked to probably get to cow corner because they know exactly how the run rate has progressed for India after the fall of Shikhar Dhawan. And at this going rate, they'll be closing in at 350. At the moment, 176 to be more realistic. If this partnership grows the way it is, it can go anywhere, the score. Ishan Kishan has pushed the fielders further back. They're on the edge in the 30-yard circle. They're on the boundary, irrespective whether the boundary is 65, 68 meters or 75.
It's only the 26th over, Anjum. Usually you'd see teams well set double the score after the 30th over. So they still have a few more overs up until the 30th over. Now this is going great guns for India. A lot of thinking to do for Nitin Kumar Das. Yes, Littendas winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. Not getting the kind of backing you would have hoped for from the bowlers. Kishan versus pace today. Have a look at those boundaries. Yeah, the one in the yellow. Every time. Width offered. And the ones that you see closer to him are short, and he's pulled it away on the onside. Simply brilliant. He's hardly missed out any short or wide deliveries.
Down the ground, Ishan Kishan is certainly taking a measure of Ibadat Hossain here. Second 6 in the over.
Well, all of a sudden you can sense that he's going to take on the bowlers. His strike rate in T20s is 131. And the way he has started to blaze on, it just suggests that he's into that kind of a mindset now. Well said, now it's 127. And he's really going after it. He cannot believe it.
And when you showed that little graphic of where the ball has been pitched to Ishan Kishan, that really tells you the answer of how the bowlers have bowled to him. This is again too wide, trying to get away from the arc of Ishan Kishan. Initial part of the batting when he started, it was Taskin Ahmed who was bowling a middle and leg stump line. And at that time he wasn't into his groove, that's Taskin Ahmed. Each time they bowled short, they've been punished by Ishan Kishan. Each time they've bowled length, they've been punished by Ishan Kishan. Third ball to finish, 185 for 1. Comfortable captain in the dressing room alongside Vikram Rathore, Rahul Dravid. Overseeing the proceedings, overseeing how Ishan Kishan has waited for his opportunity to make an impression back here again in the one-day team. 132 the strike rate. The longer he bats, the longer Bangladesh will feel that they are out of the game. He's finding the gaps. He knows exactly how to get to the boundary.
That is an incredible shot from Ishan Kishan. Have a look at this. He's going down the leg side, making room and then crashing it on the offside. That is a terrific hit. But one thing's for sure, he's put the pressure on the top order by scoring those runs, and in that fashion, he's dominated with the bat.
Sounds good. Distance is enough. This is the best of Ishan Kishan.
India's highest second wicket partnership versus Bangladesh now. And he's motoring along. It's raining 4s and 6s from the bat of Ishan Kishan.
He's watched enough of Shakib Al Hasan. At that time he was getting closer to 100. That rotational strike was happening. Now he feels that he's got the license to go after Shakib. He might be the best bowler so far for Bangladesh. It's Ishan Kishan striking time.
Strike rate now is 140. He's decided that he wants to launch himself now. Again, in the slot. And the result similar. 1 more 6 from the bat of Ishan Kishan. What a time he's having with the bat. Brings up the 200.
It's just one of the days you sit back, enjoy, and you see the spectacle of batting. How wonderfully well he's placed the Indian team. It might be a miss hit, but it'll fall short. It was a 4, then it was a 6. A couple of runs. And the second 6, this one, of Shakib Al Hasan. There's a certain Virat Kohli who's batting on 48 at the other end. Who quietly gets the ball down the ground for a single to a 5 for 1.
Save the date as your favorite superstars will be back in action on the 26th of December. Watch live broadcasts of your favorite clubs only on Rabbit Hole.
Seven overs, 78 runs. And that's why you see those tall structures. Initial part of the game, it was around 6, 6.5. An occasional boundary kick got through. And then it was the Ishan Kishan explosion. Virat Kohli on a 49. Gets to another half century. With a comfortable single down the ground, Virat Kohli to his 65th half century.
Yeah, he knows the muted celebrations from him. He knows that if he can just convert this into 100, he'll be more than happy. 50 or 54 is covering up in terms of the strike rate. But keep an eye on Ishan Kishan here. Again, he's toying with the bowlers now. It's gone all the way for another 6. 150 up for Ishan Kishan. Outstanding day for him. Outstanding from India.
They certainly got the Indian fans going. There have been very few celebrations in the last week for them. Ishan Kishan is saying, doesn't matter, it might be just my 10th game. I'm not letting go of the opportunity. I've got an opportunity to bat. I'll make the most of it. This is wonderful batting. Excellent timing yet again. It's not only through the infield or over the fielders that he's looking at. He's timing the ball well and playing very regulation strokes as well. That 200 of the partnership comes up as well.
Yeah, he's been in cracking form. Doesn't really matter where your bowler is going to take you on, no matter who you are, spinner, seamer, I'm going to take you on. Another boundary, cracking one down the ground. 45 for 1 in the first 10 overs, then the smash 82 in the next 10. And since then, they've been going out for the bowlers, dealing in boundaries. Another 6.
It's just a single from Ishan Kishan's bat. 2 and 7. for 1.
What a partnership. 202 off just 144 balls. And what an innings by Ishan Kishan. He is stealing the headlines today. 158. And counting. Remember, he probably wouldn't have played today if Rohit Sharma had been fit. Let's have a look at all of his sixes, shall we? 8 of them. A lot of them played off the back foot, pull shots off both seam and spin. He's not been afraid to come down the track either. And also get the sweep shot out. He's been irresistible since he got to 50 really. Then he's just opened his shoulders and tried to whack every other ball out of the ground. And by and large, he has succeeded. What an innings. Virat Kohli's just done that. Been very sensible at the other end. You've got a batting partnership with Brad Hogg. Kohli's recognised the situation, just got the younger man on strike.
And Virat Kohli's just up the ante as well. He was struggling early on, but he's going at a strike rate now of nearly 100. And it's just been a brilliant mix of youth and experience. Ishan Kishan, the last 23 balls, he scored 62 runs. Ethan Das has got a headache. How do we stop him? Let's try to utilise every bowler.
Almost got that past a sprawling mid-off. That would have been some boundary as well. Had to use really strong wrists there, a la MS Dhoni, to get some power.
Taskin mid-off, helping his counterpart, his teammate in the bowling department, fast bowlers. They all need to help each other out. That's the power of that shot. A small backlift and a quick flick.
Full toss for Kohli, dispatched through the offside. Is he starting to find his feet now?
Got the test match starting in a couple of days' time. Virat Kohli is struggling about an hour and a half ago. And all of a sudden he's just found his touch. This is looking ominous for Bangladesh.
And a quick single, that's been the story of his innings. He's rotated the strike a lot. Only hit 5 boundaries, but he's still going at a strike rate of just under 100. He hasn't sat still at all. Kept the runs ticking over. You never know. Good opportunity for him, this. Remember what that 100 in the Asia Cup did for him in T20 internationals? Chance for him to do the same here in ODIs, perhaps. Oh, one-handed, over, mid-on. Incredible shot from Ishan Kishan. We're seeing everything today. 229 for 1.
Save the date, as your favorite superstars will be back in action on the 26th of December. Watch live broadcasts of your favorite clubs only on Rabbit Hole.
Well, the bowlers, especially the fast bowlers, have just been getting punished, and that's put pressure on the spinners, who were controlling the situation earlier on in the innings. But now that the Indian batsmen have found their feet, they're also getting a little bit of tap. Flicks at the middle of the bat for just one on this occasion by Cody. Gets off strike again. Kishan is seeing it like a football.